the hell is this? Chuck, hey, the hell is this stuff falling out of the sky? What? Rain? Whoa, wouldn't you know? We got rain out here in the land of fruits, nuts, and flakes, formerly known as California, where urine and human feces runs freely in the streets. And you got a lot of homeless scumbags going around looking for free handouts. But we're not gonna talk about that today. Today, we're gonna talk about our buddy. Oh, remember this one? That's right. This is our Lipsy's special. Oh man, this is the Ruger Blackhawk. Lipsy's stainless 5.5-inch barrel model edition, convertible with the flat top, so named because it's flat, doesn't have the ears that protrude up the side to protect the rear, adjustable sights, with the white faux ivory. Oh, isn't that cool? That is just so cool. You can't beat the coolness factor on this gun, people. Yeah, we're out here today. Oh, and did you notice the special locked in gnarled cylinder pin? Oh, that's right. No more losing our cylinder pin out here when we're shooting them heavy Ruger only loads. But this gun is built on the medium frame. So no Ruger only loads through this sucker, or you might have a bad day. 2 cylinders, count them, 2 cylinders, just like there's only 2 genders. There's 2 cylinders on this gun, 45 ACP and 45 Colt. Unlike other revolvers who claim to be convertibles, this is a true convertible. There's a thing called throat and cylinder jump, where you have the space between the end of the bullet and where it gauges in the throat of your revolver. And on a 45 ACP, you've got a shorter case compared to a 45 Colt, which is a longer case. So you need 2 different cylinders to shoot accordingly. So what am I blathering on about? Well, it's raining. It's supposed to rain for the next 2 weeks here, off and on, if you can believe it. Our beautiful, beautiful, beautiful show area that we shoot in will probably become a swampy mess. So what does that mean? That means it's time to do some indoor projects. And I'm gonna show you guys how to ream your own cylinder throats so they're even and they're equal. Okay. Nothing wrong with Ruger or with Smith or any of these other revolver companies. But when they're sitting there and they're going through and they're reaming out these cylinders, you gotta remember, they're coming through and they're drilling and they're drilling and they're drilling and they're drilling. Eventually, they wear out, okay? And you do not know if the one that they wore out on was their first or your second or your third, and then they stopped, and you got Chuck over there at the plant. No offense, Chuck, we got a Chuck here too. But the Chuck at the plant had to swap out reamers and put a fresh one on. And then all of a sudden, your throats are back to spec. And when I say back to spec, I mean 0.451, because that's what I think is what they all come at. 0.451 inch of diameter. Unfortunately, when you're getting down and the bits are getting worn, these get down to 450, 45, 450 and a half. So you got all these all over the place. You ever shoot your favorite revolver and you got an awesome load, especially with cast bullets, mind you. You got an awesome load, and what's happening is you got 3, 4, and all of a sudden, you got a flyer or 2. What the heck? What's that all about? Well, the flyer is because this hole is probably smaller than the rest of these holes. He said hole. Yeah, it's true. The holes are not the same diameter. So what happens is the bullet that you cast, and remember, you took a lot of time to cast these bullets. You lube these bullets, you size these bullets probably to 0.452 inches, which is what I size all my 45 Colt and 45 ACP bullets. But if I'm loading for an older 45 Colt, I'm sizing the 0.454. So for all you internet shooters, armchair shooters out there, leave me alone. Current 45 Colt are all in 4.52 diameter, especially, or 4.51, especially if you're shooting cast bullets. And that's what these guns are made to shoot, cast bullets. Well, in my opinion it is. So we're gonna go through and we're gonna show you how to ream your cylinders by hand. And it is a hand process, sure, if you've got 1 or 2 of these to do, send them off to somebody to do them. But if you've got a dozen or so, it's well worth the money to buy the tools and do it yourself. And we're gonna show you exactly how to do that, starting from the beginning to the end process. And we're also gonna show you any improvements, if there's any, in the shooting. Think of a revolver as a funnel, starting big on this side, right? And getting smaller as you're getting out toward the bore. Oh, I'm covering myself. Chill out. It's unloaded. I checked it a dozen times. And I know you guys want to see me shoot myself on one of these videos. Good luck with that. Like I was saying, think of it as a funnel. Whereas you've got your .452 bullet here size that you took a lot of time to do. Now, you want this bullet to come out of this. Cameraman, come on this side, let me show you this. To come out of that throat. Okay? That cylinder at the same size or nearly as close to it. And then what you want to do is funnel down into the bore where it's going to hit and engage the rifling. And you're going to get accuracy. If not, if this bullet comes out of here smaller, it's going to bounce around inside like this. And that's why you get flyers. I know, easy peasy stuff to think about. But a lot of novices out there who've never done this before, now you know. And knowing it's half the battle. Right, G.I. Joe? Chuck? That was a reference to an old 80s cartoon. Shut the hell up. And if I gotta hear one of those okay boomer replies one more time, I'm gonna come over there, I'm gonna pistol whip your ass. I'm really a nice guy. We're gonna go through, we're gonna shoot some test rounds, and then we're gonna take you back to the shop, we're gonna ream it out, come back, if we can, if we don't get sopped out, marshed out, bogged out, drain the swamp, mega country. If we come back and we're gonna shoot groups and see what happens. So stick around, maybe you learn something, maybe you don't. I really don't care. With the attack on the Second Amendment, it's just getting to the point where, I don't know. I can't do this anymore. Yeah, these things are nice. This is well worth, see that's got the locking screw. And, oh, you guys saw the video of us doing these? Oh, what am I talking about? You guys know. All right, we're loading up our 45 rounds here. These are the ones we hand cast and we lubed and we sized to .452. These were hand cast by us, lubed and sized to .452 inches with our Lee push through sizer. And this cylinder has not been reamed. Oh, and remember, this is the one we did the free hand pawl hand. See that? So you can go back and forth. Ha 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 ha. Check out one of our other videos if you want to see how we remove that index in there. It really comes in handy. Okay, we're gonna shoot down range. Now here we go. First 6. I'm shooting off a sandbag rest. I'm gonna try to keep it as accurate as I can, but like I said, these cylinders have not been reamed, so we don't know what's gonna happen or the accuracy. All right, we see on this guy right here, the first shot we took, 3 up here. Looks like a couple of flyers. This chamber don't look that great. What we want to do is we want to ideally see them all in one area like this. All right, back at the workshop here, we're going to show you guys how to do your own cylinders, how to remount your own cylinders. Now, we've got our Ruger Blackhawk that we're going to be doing this on. We've already done this on our 45 Colt cylinder, and I'll show you what I mean. These are your pin gauges. You see these things? And they're at a specific diameter. This one, right there, 452. And if we've got a set that I had made. They go anywhere from 4.5 to 4.51, 450 and a half, 4.52. What you want to do is you want to start off with these gauges, and you want to check, and you want to see what each one is. And this is the mouth, the side the bullet comes out of. Now, since we've already done these are all at 4.52, and there's a tight fit. Okay? They all go in, and that's what you want. This is our 45 Colt. This is a 45 ACP, and with our 45 ACP, nothing. We don't have anything. None of these cylinder mouths, none of them will go into the 4.52. Now if we go 4.51, 4.51, we've got one that goes in. Yeah, that one goes in. 4.51, 4.51. So they're all at 4.51 it looks. Maybe 4.51 and a half. Good for jacketed bullets. Not so good for cast bullets. You don't need these pin gauges. If you have them, great. If you could get some good, borrow them. But if you don't, you can use bullets. These are 45 bullets that we cast. And these are exactly .452. How do I know? Because I got the Lee .452. I ran them through. So I know these are .452. There's a 45 Colt. You can see how they push right out. Just using mild pressure. I mean, there's hardly any pressure at all. And so that's how you can test. If you've got a 4.51 sizer, do some at 4.51 if the 4.52s don't go through, and try those out. Easiest way to check and see if your throats are at spec. If that doesn't work, you're gonna need one of these. This is a Reamer. And the pilot on the end, these are exchangeable. You could change these out. They go on and off. They pop right on, they pop right off. What you want is you want to make sure that the Reamer, you get the pilot that fits the end perfectly. And this guy fits on that one just right. What this does is make sure that your Reamer is centered in your throat as you're cleaning up. And that's basically what you're doing, is you're just cleaning this up. You're taking half a thousandths of material off on the inside, depending on how tight your throats are. And this is a hand operation. So you gotta get yourself a hand tap, put on the end, and you're ready to go. I'm not gonna go off of manufacturing names and where I got this, just because nobody really sponsors us, so I'm not gonna push anybody. But you can find these everywhere. A couple other things you're gonna need. I like to use a little WD-40, and this is just to push out the chips as we're cutting. I've got some cutting fluid that I'll use also, kind of dibble that on there and drabble that on there, whatever. You're gonna need, I use a brush, a little machining brush, just to get rid of the cuts, get rid of the material as it's cutting. I like to finish it off by using some 4/0 steel wool on the end of a drill, electric drill, with flits. Polish the inside of what we just cut. And I'm gonna mark one chamber, just so I know where I start and where I end. I put one on each side. And you're gonna go in from, just like you're loading a bullet when you put this in, goes in just like that. I start by putting a little bit of cutting fluid on the Reamer. And we're gonna start off. Now I know we did our measurement. We've got 1 and 2 here, which don't need to be done. So we're gonna start off with the 3rd hole here. Bring it in. And then when you start the process, I like to just turn it and don't put any pressure. Just, there you go. You see? This one was just really tight. And even if you've got a little bit of a tight chamber on that, tight throat on that, this will just clean up. Since we didn't cut anything, really, I'm not worried about cleaning the chips off the bottom of the Reamer before we pull it through. Otherwise, you really don't want to pull it through if it's full of chips, because what will happen is you'll just scratch the inside of your cylinder. So you can see right there, we've just got really nothing on there. So, all right, I'll go on to the next one here. Same thing. Let it sit, and that's why you've also got to make sure you clean your cylinder very, very well before you begin the operation. You can never have enough oil. That's another thing. We're going to start this one. And again, start off slow, just go down gently. And I could feel it. All right, looks like it wants to, yeah. All right. This one was cleaned up. We got lucky with this one. This one really wasn't all that bad. I mean, you'll be surprised at how much better. I mean, this gun shoots, I think it shoots pretty decent as it is. And you can see just, I mean, just a little tiny bit of shavings Let's see if we get that focused. Yeah, there's a little bit of shavings on the end right there. See that? When you put in your 0.45 2 rounds, see? They should just slide right in, just like that, with no pressure. And that is how you get accuracy out of your 6 gun. This cylinder, stick a fork in it. It's done, people. Let's see if you can look inside the cylinder. You'll see your cut marks on the side of the cylinder, on the inside of the throats. You'll see your cut marks. You can see just a little bit of how we scratched this, just removed like a little bit of shavings in there. I take a 30 cal brush and I wrap a little bit of 4/0 steel wool with it. And I chuck it in my drill, type of polish you want to use. And then I'm going to hit each one. Clean her up. Take her to the range. You're ready to go. Simple, easy. Can you do this yourself? Yeah. How much do these cost? The Reamer itself, you're probably looking at about 70 to 80 bucks for the Reamer. You're gonna need to get a pack of these collets. That's the little thing over here at the end. It's turning. And what these do is they make sure your Reamer is centered in your cylinder. The Reamer packs, you probably get 4 or 5 of them for about 70 bucks. So you're looking at, for under $200, you can do 1 revolver. Is it worth it? No, not if you've got 1 revolver. But if you got 5, 6, several, your buddies, going with your buddies. This is a great project for anybody can do. You saw how easy it is. I just showed you how. You can go through and you can do this yourself. This is not rocket science, people. And if you want, you don't have to get on some Uber gunsmith's wait list and wait for 6 months just to have them do this for you. This is very simple. I'm using little hoppies here just to clean it up. This is very simple for you to do. You can do this, believe me. If I can do this, you guys can do this. We just showed you how it was done. Well, there you have it. I don't know about you guys, but I like those groups. And I'm shooting a little fast. And I'm sure if I just practice a little bit more, shoot a little bit more with this gun, I'm gonna shrink those groups. But you see the difference. No more flyers, no more outliers. Everything is clustered in an area that's workable. So get out there, do your shooting, do your reaming. We showed you how to do it. There's no excuses now. Go out there, do a group buy if you have to. Heck, get a couple of guys together, go to the gun club, go to your range, say, hey, put up a flyer. Hey, I'm looking to, remount my throat on my revolvers. Anybody else want to join a group buy? We'll all do them together. Use this video as a reference. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, send them on down. Good shooting, have fun, stay safe. Till next time.